What's going on, YouTube? Been about a week since I did my last video. This one we're going to do about people changing careers and want to get into the trucking industry. A quick shout out to a good friend of mine, Jack. He's a Peoria, Arizona police officer. He's getting ready to retire, and then he's going to go into a trucking career, and he's going to go into being an independent contractor. And there's several ways to approach this and get to that point. For all you new guys and gals that think you want to do a truck driving career, there are several ways you can go about it. Check with your municipality and see if they have any programs. Some places, some counties and cities have, and states have what they call job relocation, grants and things like that, where they help people go from one career to another career. They have money set aside to help out, and especially if you're low income. There's also, if you're going to go to a big carrier, these big carriers will offer tuition reimbursement if you go to a certain school. And this is important. You must go to an accredited school. So when you look at these schools, make sure they're accredited. Don't go to these mom and pop outfits, because a lot of them aren't accredited, and a lot of them don't really care if you get your CDL at the end. They get their money, but then if you don't pass the test, then they want more money, and so on. Look, ask these big companies, right? Ask them, what school in my area do you accept, and they'll tell you. So after you do that, and you'll go to your school, you'll get out of school. Now you have several options in how you want your career path to go. All right. If you want to be a company driver, and that's what you want to do, then you got to figure out what type of company driver you want to be. Right? So do you want to be a local driver and be home every night? Do you want to be a regional driver, be home every weekend? Do you want to be an over-the-road driver and be home every couple weeks? And so forth. And then once you decide on that, then that decides basically what you're going to pull. You can pull reefer, van, flatbed, step deck, tanker. There's all different types of trailer combinations out there. All right, so, and then once you decide that, then you get off and start your career. Now, if you do an over-the-road position, make sure you stay there a year. That's the magic number. If you stay somewhere a year over the road, you can go to pretty much any other company. Because they all want a year's experience. So now let's look at the other part of it. Let's say you want to become an independent contractor, owner, operator, and you want to get there fast, because some people don't need to stay in the trucking industry for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years before they make the leap to independent contractor, because there's all walks of life in this industry. There's bankers, lawyers, doctors, police officers, professors, you name it, they're driving these trucks. So if you're making a career change, you might be a business owner. You might have a master's in business, or you might be self-sufficient, and so on, ex-military, and so you might not need that extra time to learn the industry. And so you might want to do the fast approach. And if you want to do the fast approach, then what you can do is, I use Schneider for example. You could go to school, get out of school, go drive for Schneider, and in 6 months' time, you can become an independent contractor. And there's several ways to do that. Let's say if you went that route and did the 6 months, You can either buy a truck from the dealership. You could at least purchase a truck through Schneider Finance. You could purchase a used truck, new truck, any way you want to do it that meets your requirement. So that's the quickest way. Some of them will let you lease purchase right off the bat, right out of school. I believe those are, if you went, let's say like Prime, right? If you go to Prime, they'll train you. They'll lease you a truck. Say, I think KLLM will do it too. I don't really quote me on those. That's what I've read and heard anyway. So those are other avenues. That's the quickest way. But really, I'll go back to what I always tell. So if you're a new guy and you watch my channel, you'll know. But if this is the first video you're watching, if you're going to be an independent contractor, you don't lease purchase a truck or go to a company where you're being dispatched. You want to be able to pick your own freight from a load board, and that way you can be as successful as you want. Because if you're letting another individual dispatch you and control how you make your money for your business, it's just a recipe for disaster. Because if they don't utilize your time efficiently, you're not going to be able to go home. You're not going to be able to pay your truck payment and so forth. And then that just, it makes for a bad situation. So there's only a couple companies out there that you can dispatch yourself. And those are the places you're going to want to go. Unless, you're not a self-motivator. If you need that structure where you need someone to dispatch you because you don't have now what's the word I'm looking for, you don't have the willpower, right, to not stay at home, say, well, I got to go out and make money, I got to run this business. If you go home and you just want to stay there, then you probably do need someone to dispatch you. So that's why those companies are there, because not everybody can dispatch themselves and run their own business. So if you need that, then you go to one of those companies and you look at all of them, look at the rates they pay and where their running lanes are, and then pick the best one that suits you to get you by the house as frequently as possible. All right, so that's that. We'll cut the video short here. And if I don't make another one here before the holiday, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll talk to y'all later. See ya.